Well, it is a rainy day, one of our first in a while, and we left Rebecca Spit and we are headed to the Octopus Islands. So right now we're in Beasley Pass, and you have to enter this pass at slack because it can run up to 9 knots. The current's pretty strong, and it's a pretty misty, foggy morning, so it's a little technical, a lot of little rock formations and narrow passageways. So a little bit more stressful than the normal, calm, sunny cruising that we normally do. We just have to be on high alert and really watchful and careful. So that's what we're doing this morning. And there is no wind. As you can see, our Burgee flag is flat as can be, not even moving. We have our foghorn running every 2 to 3 minutes, so oncoming traffic. And here.
College jet in the water. This is Victoria Coast Radio on channel 16. Over.
And relying heavily on radar, maps, map zoomed in. And we're going into another fog bank. Here we go.
As we get closer to our destination, we travel in and out of thick fog banks. Mike asked me to go out on the bow with our headsets, aka marriage savers, and let him know if I can see any obstructions. He can see on his chart and radar that there is a rock outside of the entrance to Wyatt Bay. But with the fog and being new to this area, we are not entirely sure of where it sits.
Are you talking that rock right there, that island? I don't see a rock yet. There is a boat right in front of you, I think. Over here. Sailboat, maybe? Yeah, sailboat. I don't know if the sailboat's moving though. And then there's several, that's where we're going, right? Where all those boats are in there? Okay. Yeah, it almost looks like he's on top of a rock, actually. What? I think he's on top of that rock. Okay, just go slow. Yeah, that sailboat's on fucking hit the rock.
We are a bit stunned by the sight of a sailboat high and dry on a rock. This is a stark reminder of why it is so important to check charts and tide tables thoroughly. The best we can guess happened is that the sailboat must have anchored during high tide, as we can see there is an anchor line. Perhaps not knowing the rock was beneath them, they likely got quite the shock as the tide went back out. As we pass by, we can see the boat sitting mostly upright on its bilge keels. People are on board and they seem to be safe, with no other choice than to sit and wait for the tide to come back in. As we make our way through the narrow entrance to Wyatt Bay, we are grateful that the fog is beginning to lift and dissipate. The water is flat and glassy, with a beautiful mirroring effect. Once safely inside Wyatt Bay, we settle into the protected anchorage. We then set off to find the driftwood cabin that we've heard so much about. The driftwood cabin was a short hike from the beach. It did not disappoint. There were thousands of signs, tchotchkes, and artwork of every kind from boaters that had been there throughout the years. It was wonderful to see how inventive and creative people can be. We not only found signs from our friends and acquaintances, we also found signs from folks we follow on YouTube. And while we enjoyed checking out the inside and outside of the cabin and searching for a spot to hang our first ever driftwood sign, the girls enjoyed free-ranging and exploring under the cabin.
Okay, there's the one we made. Our sign was made from driftwood found at Rebecca Spit, an oyster shell from Pendrell Sound, and sea glass from Sydney Beach. Not sure how well it will all hold up to the elements, but we had a blast participating in this ritual.